Hey guys, Esdee here. So while I know you guys are seeing this a little later than Halloween, I just wanted you to be able to watch me as I put on my Halloween makeup. I do have to work, so it's all just going to be worn at my job. And I thought it would be funny to kind of make a little joke about how cold it is in my workstation and do an icy, frosty, full face makeup effect. So you guys get to watch me as I do that. I will kind of try and stop along the way and tell you what I'm doing. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hair out of my face so it stays out of my face. Da, 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 da. Alright, to start out with, I'm going to use the Elmer's glue. Put it on a plate. Get out the brush I bought just for this because I'm not using one of my personal makeup brushes and risking damaging it. It should come off, but you know, never know. And then some of the makeup I'll do through my mirror, and some I'll do directly in the camera. I'm being watched. You want to come and say hi, Doodle? Yeah, that's my sister. Now the idea with the glue is to kind of glop it a bit so it makes kind of like an icy droplet effect. Give you some texture. Pretty much anywhere moisture might build, it's a good place to put glue drops. Oh, you guys are getting a nice close-up of my face. Now be careful around your eyes. You don't want to accidentally glue your eyes shut. Alright, I think that's enough glue for now. I'm going to have to let it dry a little bit before I start applying the other makeup. I'm going to attempt to use a hairdryer on low cool to help the process speed up, but if it doesn't work out, I will warn you, I'm expecting it to maybe kind of start making the glue blobs flatten out. Now, the glue idea came from a video that I saw while I was researching icy makeup effects. I will link it in my description below. There were a couple of videos that I'm taking ideas from, and all those will be linked. So if you want to go see what I got my inspiration from, feel free to follow the links and take a look. Okay, so the hairdryer is not working so well. I'm just going to have to wait. So while my glue is not completely dry, I decided to go ahead and start on my eye makeup. Since that'll take a little bit of time, and I don't have any glue directly involved in the eye area, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I guess we'll just have to see. Now I apologize for the shadows that are going to be falling over this side of my face. Okay, what I'm going to start with is I have 3 shades of eyeliner. I am going to put a little bit of eyeliner on first. I've got Ransom. I believe these are all discontinued shades. Ransom, which is a purple, I've got Deviant, which is kind of a teal blue, and I've got Binge, which is a darker blue. I'm just trying to get like little hints of color. I don't want to do like a whole lot. A lot of it's going to be blended in. So, just kind of little dots. I'm doing the brighter around my closest to my eyes. Just kind of irregular. This goes on really well. I was not expecting it to go on that well. And then kind of around where I've already done the teal, I'll come in with the darker blue. And then just hints of the purple in the corners. Gonna give it a shadowy. It's really warm in here. So my skin's kind of getting a little moist. Okay. Okay, moving on to the eyeshadows, I am using the e.l.f. palette. Just gonna kind of pick and choose. Let's see. I want to start like with a really light base color. I've never used e.l.f. eyeshadows before, so I don't know how the color payout's gonna be. Okay, I'm gonna start with the light purple that's over here. Oh wow, that really comes up. I'm starting to wonder if I should have put a little primer on. Just fill the entire eye area with that light purple. That really doesn't take much to come up out of the tray. And we get the lower area too. What a nice dark effect. Okay, now I know I got bunches of shades of blue in the Sephora, but that's why I've also got this, because you do want some purples, because you want it, you know, just to get that almost bloody in color, you know. Do you get, it'll work out, I'm hoping. The two different videos that I'm going to be linking, one really focused on blues, one really focused on reds, and I kind of liked the effect of the reds, and but blue is kind of the typical frozen color. So, okay, I'm getting a slightly darker purple right here to really get into the crease. And kind of take it out just a little bit around the crease area. And then, let's see, I want a nice dark plum. I guess I'll go for this, the darkest one right next to it right there. And I'm being terrible, and actually that purple is really, that purple takes a lot more effort to get up out of the tray. I'm being terrible in using the same brush, but since this is just for Halloween makeup, it's not that big a deal. Just like right in the crease. And I'm not gonna try and take that one out too much. I need a little bit more. Just want a good sunken feel to my eyes. Look at myself in the mirror. That's almost a decent effect when I add a little of that dark to my under eye area, which is already bad enough. It doesn't really need too much help. Oops. Okay, so yeah, my eyes look really awful. Not too much blue to it, just kind of little hints. I'm going to try doing a little bit around my nose too, because you know, like your nose tends to be frostbite a lot. So let's see how well that goes. Doing the light first in the largest area. And then the slightly darker, a little bit more closer to the tip, and a little bit in the nostrils. And then the darkest right on the tip and in the nostrils. And creeping out a little bit too. Oh, look, you can see a lot of the glue is kind of getting dry, I'm hoping. Flip some of it off the brush and take it out just a hair. Blend in, blend in, blending. Okay, now for the lips, which are going to be a little more difficult just because they are right there near all that glue. Put the eyeshadow down. Okay, I am using the Lip Stain Lip Envy because I just kind of want a touch on the inside. So I really want it to stick around. And the Lip Envy does come with a little applicator. So just like right there on the inside. It's got a nice smell to it. Ah, hit my teeth. Yeah, I'm getting it all over my teeth. That's okay. A little red on my teeth is not going to hurt anyone on Halloween tonight. So I see just a little bit of color to kind of give that parched, dying effect. Now let's get back in with my brush and start with the blues. I'm being terrible. I'm cleaning my brush off on my pants because I want to get blues, not purples. I'm going to go ahead and keep using the Eyes, Lips, Face palette just because I'm really enjoying that. And I don't feel like opening all the Sephora ones, and I do have a better color range on the Eyes, Lips, Face. So, okay. I'm doing blues around my mouth. And let's see, start with a nice light. I'm going to start with this baby blue right here. Right onto, oh wow, okay, so that really came off on the upper lip and not so much on this lower lip. Maybe I need to add a little more. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of a jarring difference though between the lower and the upper. I look at myself in the big mirror so I have a better viewpoint. The viewfinder on the camera isn't really doing it all for me. Okay, let's see. Those lips do look rather frostbite. Do I look? Okay, so we got the glue here is kind of dried fairly well, so I'm going to try adding some blue to that. I'm going to go for a much lighter shade that's not quite as bright. I'm going to do this one here. A touch around, and then just going to smooth it with my finger. Just kind of give a hint of. Now let's see. I'm going to start touching the face blobs here and there, and hopefully they're dry enough that I don't, you know, leave fingerprints, because if they're all relatively dry I can start bluing it up. So if I get out of camera frame, it's because I'm trying to get a good close look. Ooh, get a good close look in the mirror. Part of the problem is that these Islip's face are very, very pigmented. So while I was hoping for kind of a sheer color, I'm not getting sheer. Which is not a bad thing when you're, you know, doing actual eye makeup, but when you're attempting to do something like this, you guys know what I mean. See, in order to try and get the iciest effect possible, I glopped it up, and now that I've glopped it up, it's not really drying quickly. Okay, hopefully a lot of that's going to fade out when I've come through with the kabuki and the baby powder. Let's see, did I already do over here? I know I haven't done over here. There's a little, ooh, there's a little upside by this eye that... Okay, so I've got a lot of little blue blobbies all over my face. Now I think I'm ready for the just base layer of powder, baby powder, and this should be fun. Okay, so I'm putting my baby powder on my plate where I did my glue, hopefully not in the glue. And I'm getting my Islip's face kabuki brush, first time using it. Dip it a bit, try not to get too much, and let's just, whoo, ho! Well, as you can see, I'm definitely going to look snowblown. Whoo! Just kind of a light dusting everywhere. Wow. Try and get a little less this time. I think I did just mention that I've never really used a kabuki before, so I wasn't sure what to expect as far as pickup, and this is a very soft brush. And it's not really lightening my face like I was expecting. It's definitely lightening everything else. I may have to rethink my plans for my hair, because I was going to use a lot of baby powder in the hair, but if it's clumping like that, that's not going to be a good thing. Okay, so try and dust off the extra baby powder. I've just kind of done a very light coating, just enough to kind of pale me out. It might have been better to just, you know, sucked it up and gotten some white makeup, but at this point it's a little late. I do highly recommend, if you're going to go for a whiter face effect, go ahead and buy some white face paint and, you know, just really thinly apply it. Don't go for the baby powder. It's not doing what I was expecting it to do. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with my face makeup at the moment. Hopefully all this glue dries up and, you know, gets a little more clear and it's not so obvious stuck on. Now I'm going to... I'll be right back. Okay, what I've done is I went and I got some Splenda sugar substitute because it keeps a nice clumpy effect. This was a tip I had gotten in one of the two videos that I was actually going to skip because I thought I didn't really need it. I could use the baby powder, and since the baby powder is really not doing what I was expecting it to do, I'm going to go ahead with this. So what I'm going to do is get my... Where did I just... Get my glue brush back, which unfortunately I've already washed, so now it's damp, but hopefully that doesn't affect things too much. And I'm going to put some glue on the eyebrows. And because I don't want, oh, it's clumping a lot. Now when I get to the eyelashes, this is going to be trickier. Okay, so just a little more over here. Okay, so now I've got some slightly frosty eyebrows, and with the eyelashes, be really careful doing this because you are working right near your eyes. So usually beware. I'm kind of nervous about this. This was the other reason I was going to skip it, because I do wear contacts. I tend to touch my eyes a lot, and this is probably going to get me in trouble at some point. So just a tiny bit of glue right on the lashes. And then I'm going to dip my eye directly into the plate. Oh God. Yeah, see, that really clumped, but it does give a nice extra frosty effect. Okay, now let's do some glue on the other side. Smudge it out just a touch. And right into the plate. And then kind of flutter your lashes a bit so that you know you're getting them in there. And there we go. I've got now frosty eyelashes and frosty eyebrows, which should look interesting once the other glue dries. But I'm going to, oh wow, try to get some in my mouth. Oh, it's cracking around my mouth because I'm talking a lot. All this stuff in the lower area, I remember feeling that kind of cracking. Alright, so my face is pretty much done. I'm going to do my hair now. Okay, what I've decided to do for my hair is I'm going to kind of do a windblown effect, and then I'm going to spray paint, or not spray, hairspray it so it stays relatively in place. And then since the baby powder is really, really dusty, more dusty than I was expecting, I'm going to go ahead and use my spray and shampoo that leaves a white residue if you don't brush it out. So hopefully that'll work out. So first thing, I'm going to flip my head and brush my hair. Okay, so my head has been flipped and my hair is now all over the place. I'm going to go ahead and let that go over. And since I don't normally use hairspray or any kind of hair product, I had to actually buy a little can of hairspray. So let's see how this works. This is supposed to be the Superior Hold with touchable feel, all day, humidity resistance. Get a little under the hair too, so hopefully it all stays floofy. I'd kind of hoped for a little, oh well, yeah, that's definitely not going anywhere. This is going to be interesting. I don't know how the people at work are going to react. So now that I've got that in place, God, the fumes, oh, I hate hairspray. I'm going to go in with, and this is the mysterious shampoo that I've really not cared for, but I keep using just because I spent a lot of money on it, and I want to make sure I use it all up. Oscar Blondie. Maybe you guys have used it and enjoyed it more, but let me get a little closer. It smells really good though. so I definitely got lots of white in my hair, and I look interesting. Hopefully all the glue doesn't come off, the makeup sticks. And I think I've got just enough touches of blue and purple and whatnot to pull this off. So that was my really terrible, showing how I'm getting ready for work today. And hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully someone gets a kick out of it. Maybe somebody, gets some tips and at least sees what not to do when you do it in the future. So until next time, Esdee out.